Aloha, my name is Christina. Welcome to part 2 of my Pilates for those who sit for work. Part 1, we focus on a full body 30-minute workout, strengthening your upper back to help open the shoulders, strengthening your abs, strengthening your glutes and hamstrings to kind of help open the front of the hips. And today, part 2, we're just going to be focusing on a really quick stretch series that you can do at your desk or even on a break. So come on down and let's get started. I'm going to turn my chair sideways because we're going to start with like an upper body stretch. So you're seated, you're kind of reach all the way up against the backrest. It kind of depends on how tall your chair is, and also just be careful that you're not going to roll off the chair. Hands are going to reach behind the head. So from our exercises, we were laying on the ground, one hand was over the other, and we're kind of lifting the chest, so we're strengthening those muscles. So for now, we're going to think about just opening the chest to help stretch the front of the chest and the shoulders. So you're opening through here, elbows are wide, you're just really supporting the head. Keep pulling the abs in so you're not arching the back, you're more so just kind of opening the front. Couple big breaths here. One more. And then come on up and relax. Okay, I'm going to turn my chair forward. Just going to turn it back and forth. We're going to start with a gentle side bend. So when we did our part 1, we had one hand on the thigh and we reached up and over. You can just rest one hand onto the chair. Think about reaching the right arm up to the ceiling and then side bend over. So you're really, again, stretching that side of the waist. So reach the fingertips over. If any of your coworkers look at you like you're crazy, it's totally fine. Just be like, I'm doing Pilates. My Pilates instructor said so. And come on up. You don't want to go to work every day and be sore all the time because you're sitting for hours and not doing enough of kind of release and stretch work. Good. Reach out to the fingertips, drop that shoulder blade down, lengthen through the side body. Take one more big breath. And then come on up. Let's just do a twist. So take that left arm, you're going to reach it across the thigh and then rotate over. Maybe even grab the back of the chair. Anchor your feet down and then rotate. So twisting the spine, also keeping the chest really open. Same thing, other side. Right arm reaches across. Maybe grab the back of the chair. Ooh, this side's much tighter. Press down, sit up tall, and rotate. And you're just holding these for maybe like 5 to 10 seconds. Kind of depends on like how much time that you have or what feels the tightest at the moment. I'm going to do a little figure 4 stretch. So actually I'm going to do sideways. So when we were doing our workout, we talked about trying to not round the spine as much, but really keep the back flat. So I'm going to scoot this back. Same thing here as we do our figure 4 stretch. Doesn't matter what leg crosses over because we're going to do both. I'm going to flex that top foot. I'm going to push this knee down and I'm going to sit up really tall. So if this is all you got, great. Just hold here. If you can, oh my gosh, my glute. You're going to lean forward. Try not to round. Stick your butt out. And then you're stretching your glute here. So I'm stretching kind of like the outside. Press that knee down. Keep the foot flexed to help protect the knee. And then really send the chest and hips forward. Awesome. Same thing, other side. Flex the foot, push the knee down if you can, sit up tall, and then start to lean forward. So more sticking your butt and your chest out versus rounding your back. Awesome. One more big breath. Awesome. So the next 2 stretches that you can do either seated or standing. I'll give you both options. You're going to scoot forward to the edge of the chair. You're going to reach the right leg forward for your hamstring stretch. Flex the foot back, sit up tall. Again, you're just going to lean forward, trying not to round. So kind of stick your butt and your chest out. You're stretching like the hamstring and the calf. And then do the same thing on the other side. So leg is straight, foot is flexed. Sit up tall as you gently lean forward. Good. So stretching the back of the leg, hamstring all the way down to your calf. All right, the next one's a little more precarious. It kind of really depends on what type of chair that you have. My chair does not have a little armrest, so it's actually going to be easier. I'm going to scoot to the edge of the chair so my right butt cheek is kind of hanging off, and I'm going to inch from my right foot back. So if you're maybe on a Zoom meeting or something, you want to be discreet about your stretches. So you can still stay upright and just reach that right foot back. So I'm stretching the front of that right hip. So the more upright that you can be, the better, actually. And the knee is pretty close. Good. And then you're going to do the same thing on the other side. Let me just flip the chair this way. So again, I'm sitting upright. I'm scooting to the edge. My left leg is kind of hanging off of the chair. I'm going to point the knee down to the floor and then sit up really tall. It's actually a really, really good quad and like hip stretch that you can focus on a stretch. Sometimes when we do this, we're doing this like sort of in a lunge position. We want to focus on just a stretch here. That's why the chair is really nice to kind of sit. Awesome. Okay, so repeating the hamstring and quad stretch, but standing. Let's put the chair off to the side. So I would say instead of doing a full forward fold in your work outfit, do the same thing that we did sitting. Heel reaches forward, leg is straight, and then you're going to do the same kind of hinge motion. So you're just doing the same thing that we did earlier, just standing instead of seated. And then the same thing here. From our part 1, we did a full forward fold to help stretch your hamstrings, which looked like this. We rounded forward, then we tried to find our position, and then started to flatten the back. It's a really good hamstring one. It's just maybe a slightly awkward one to do at work, so I'm going to leave that up to you. And also from our part 1, we worked on a quad stretch. So just reach the right hand back. So same hand, same leg. My knees are squeezing together, and I'm standing up tall. Good. To switch sides, I'm going to face forward. Trying to find my balance. So the knee points straight down to the floor, not out to this side. That's why I like to grab with the same hand. And you're going to, again, stand up really tall. Okay. The last 2 stretches are a couple of my favorites. It is slightly awkward to do, maybe in a public setting. So wherever you can find space to do it is great. You're just going to find a corner. I'm just going to stand next to all of my clients back here. Elbows are kind of like in a cactus position, about shoulder height, and I'm going to lean my chest forward. So I'm stretching the front of the shoulders, pec minor, opening the chest. So you can play with it. You can do elbows a little lower than your shoulders if that feels better. You can do elbows a little higher than the shoulders. And then my other favorite is arms are fully straight. So reaching out through the fingertips, drawing the chest forward towards the corner. I know it looks a little awkward, but honestly, it's one of my favorite shoulder stretches. Perfect. Hopefully you're a little looser now. That's like a really quick, maybe 5 to 10, depending on how long you hold everything, stretch series that you can do at work. If you didn't do part 1 yet, go ahead and do part 1, which is a full body 30-minute workout. Thank you for joining me for part 2. My name is Christina, and I hope to see you next time. Aloha.